All right, family, welcome to a quick little video. Just want to do a follow-up on our zone training. As promised, guys, we broke down that key zone and really wanted to follow up here, show how it unfolded, really how we played it, and really just build upon this lesson. So let's start, guys, with, where do we end off? Let's refresh on the zone that we had built. So ES, we built this major zone from the daily chart. Red levels usually signify, major key levels. We had that 3-1-8-8.5, and then we had that 3-2-3-1. We had our middle level 3-2-10.5, and then just for purpose of the night, we had 3-1-9-9. Our three major key levels, guys, being the 3-1-8, the 3-2, and the middle. Down below, we had point of control, our zone 30-95 with our 15 MA. So that's where we started off, guys, last Sunday, whatever this was, around 7/12. So it's been about 2 weeks. We've had a lot of good data. And I really want to show how powerful these zones have been, right? And the key with this, guys, is we built this, right, weeks ago. We built this weeks ago. And you're about to see how accurate it's unfolded and really just the power of zones. So taking the zone video, the introduction, and then, compare it to what we're going to see, and you guys will get the power of it. So those were the key zones. Let's go to where we started off. So we were here, guys. We had the gap up to little 13-19. We trickle overnight. All right, we had our key level. Moved it up a little bit, rounded up just 50 cents to 3-2-11. So again, with the training, guys, if we just continue to hold this, we're working towards our next key level. We break there, we're looking for the push to zone top. All right, so we gap up, guys, that Sunday night when we made the video, and then coming into Monday, we pretty much held. Right into open, we make a nice little dip. We hold that zone. We don't even test it, nice and strong. And then we work right up to our halfway level, right? Perfect first target, guys, right? You add, you trim, whatever you do, you want to pay attention to that halfway level. It's so important to have them. So boom, guys, we open, we hold that key level. We know if we hold, we should start to work towards the next. It's exactly what we did. So around 10:30, guys, can we break through? Yes, perfect. Breaking. Again, starting to make our push up around 11 o'clock. Again, guys, these are big zones. Zones always have context. What levels are we playing off of? What can we expect? Can we expect an easy break, an easy fight? Or is it going to be a war where you need to be ready, right? It might not happen on 1, 2, 3 attempts. Both these key zones, guys, are very big, right? The red lines. So you're going to see how this unfolded. Right, we broke 32.11. Nice little push here. We held, and we started to work our way up towards it, guys. And before we even got to it, we saw some big selling pressure, right? They stepped in before. Again, that's a huge level. It's going to take a lot to break out of it. Breaking through at 3-2-3-1 starts the journey towards all-time high. Very big level. So just the context, team, right? We gapped up. We started to push towards it. It's going to get tough, and that's exactly what happened. Starting to get very tough, team. We broke our 32.11 and then ran all the way down, pretty much bounced at our zone, made a little L, and then dumped. Right, we just started to dump. Remember, we had our point of control below. Let's pull up the video here. Right, we had our point of control below. We had that key zone, and we had this key zone below. As we know, team, zone to zone. If we fail here, we can expect to go down to our key zone, 3-1-4-1. Right? If we hold, we can work. We held, we took out the middle level, and we almost made it and then completely failed. Right, guys? So it doesn't matter your bias. You can't have a bias, you just got to have the map. Right? We gap up, we break key level, we're working towards it. We start to see heavy selling pressure before we even get there. We also had news, so there's a bunch of context to apply here, team. But regardless, the zones panned out nicely. We dump almost right to it. Nice little, technical bounce here. And then we drop, guys. Right? Breaking that key zone is a key trigger. Whenever we leave one, we can expect to start the journey to the next. And when we leave these, those are the true trigger levels. So you can expect a big dump. So again, guys, we break. Where are we expecting? We're expecting that point of control. These levels weren't here, so you can just ignore them for now. Again, we're looking for 31.41. Right to it, team. Right to it. Low of this candle, 31.40.50. So we're 50 cents perfectly. Remember, we built that with our point of control zone, 3141. We built it off these tools and they work, guys. Look at that. Short from one zone to the next. Crush this, right? SPX, perfect. Then you can see, guys, it just pretty much chilled, continued to hold that zone very, very weak. That was the end of the day. So overnight, right, we're very weak. We had point of control step up from 3141 to 3161. So leading into the next day, team, right, what do we expect? Oop, didn't mean to do that. What can we expect? Well, if, we break down, we can expect our next little key level and to fall to our zone. If we hold, we can start to work up, right? No bias, just following the map. So coming into Tuesday here, team, we got the morning, we're just sideways, sitting on point of control, right? We know the deal. It's a magnet can turn into a cannon. Leading into that morning, guys, right, we have our game plan. Do we start to rip back up towards our key zone? And again, we start adding levels here, team. So added 3170, nice little key level here from this low. So now we have two little halfway points, a new point of control and a halfway level. If we break those, we can start to work. If we reject and break this, we can expect a breakdown. So that's really, guys, how these zones are so important is it takes the bias away and applies thesis. If this, then that. If this, then that. And that's where great trading comes. So again, we wake up this morning, we're consolidating. It's not looking very strong. If we break this key zone, guys, looking for the push down to our middle zone. We break middle zone down to there. If we hold again, push up. So let's see what happens. All right, we open here, team. Well, not even. We start to slip during pre-market, right? 8:30, 9:30. 8:30, 8:45. We start to break our key zone, guys, and then we start to go crazy, right? We have this crazy opening candle, 9:30, and then we dump right back down to target, right, halfway, and hold. Perfect hold, team. This is the importance of having, a little halfway key level in a zone. Perfect little hold, very aggressive drop, but very aggressive bounce, right? Bounced, stuffed again, and then held again. Right back to zone, broke it, and then continued to hold, team. Right, and then just went back and forth, and look how it ended the day, right? Zone to freaking zone. Broke out of it, held it, went back and forth here, finally broke it, started to hold here, right? Was no longer rejecting it, started to hold it. So now we can expect to go to the next target, and boom, team. Close right at it. Perfect. Right, that's how you play zone to zone. And then the next morning, team, we gap up. Where do we gap up to? Boom, right to our halfway key level. We hold. Look at this, right? We open. We start to open. 6:30, 7:30. We work our way up, team. We crack it. Oh my, I remember this day, right? You'll remember this day. We got bait. We cracked the zone, and then boom, quick fail. Quick fail here coming into open. Next candle, team, we open. Right to our middle level. Right, little 9:30 flush. Makes sense. We open. We climb during pre-market, and then we fade. We get that opening little flush, and then they pick it up nicely. So now we have our key levels for the day, team. Do we go retest that zone and break out, or do we flush 32.11 and work down to 31.88.5? Right, every morning, team, we just trust the map. We add context based on, news, etc., whatever, technicals. But really, guys, the map tells us what to do. We tested this early. So if we break it again, we're going to expect an explosion. If we test it and don't test it again and start to fail, we know where we're going. 32.11 and then 31.88.5. So let's see what happens here. All right, we open, we get that flush, guys, and we bounce. Here's the key. We don't go any higher. All right, we come back down, and boom, where do we bounce? 10 o'clock here, right at that 32.11. So we're putting up a fight. Again, these are huge levels, team. Huge levels. Very big zones. Right, we get the bounce again. Perfect hold. This level has been a brick wall. We start to make the push. Oh my, right? Starting to get a strong push, team. Do we break it? Right, and again, no bias. If we don't break it, we can expect it to either, consolidate or fall back down. What happened here, team? It's a very big level. We failed. And here's the context. We didn't even touch it. Right, first time we touched it, then huge fail. Held our key level. Right back up, team. Didn't even get close. Right, those sellers are stepping down a bit. Understand, what's going on behind the scenes. Kind of really the psychology behind these levels. These are sellers, guys. They stuffed it here. Now they're stepping down a little bit. That's extra selling pressure, right? So we had the bounce, fine and dandy, 32.11. What happens? We work our way up. Okay, cool. Do we break it? Not looking like it. What can we expect to work our way back down? We break, boom. Let's see what happens. Right to it. Perfect bounce. We're fighting hard. That's a big key level. We slip it, we get back above it, and then we get stuffed again. And then they start to take over. Okay, we're trying. We work our way back up. We hit it. Perfect. We try to nick it. We hold it. We get tired. We're just fighting, guys, in the middle of this zone. Work our way back up. Right now into overnight. We're holding our key level. We're holding our middle key level. Da-na-na-na. Next morning, guys, we open. 4 a.m. Where do we come down to? Right to the cent, team. 31.88.5. You can see up here. Look at the L. Boom. 31.88.5. Perfect little bounce. So this day, guys, right, we got the rollover. We almost got there. So just like we didn't touch it here, the buyer stepped up. Right, so perfect zone to zone. If we don't break it, we can expect to fade right back down, and it pretty much did that. We start to rally up overnight, guys, right? We almost get there and close. Overnight, we see that selling pressure again. Another higher low. Higher, little lower, little lower. We start to work our way back down. Where can we go? Where can we go, team? Where can we go? Boom. Right to the cent, 31.88.5. Leading into that morning, do we hold it or do we start to work back down to point of control? Let's take a look. We're just chopping, team. So a full session of just going back and forth. It's been a very choppy week because of how big these zones are. It's going to take a little while for big money to break. So what is this? Thursday, team. Sideways, completely sideways. We nick our zone, at 3:30 and then get stuffed again. Just continuing to hold. So while we're stuck in the zone, it's going to get messy. And that's exactly what we've seen, guys, all week. Right, here's Friday. We start to break and really just do nothing. We start in the middle of the zone, and now it's getting critical, guys, right? We're learning a big lesson of patience. We tested one top, we failed. We fell all the way to the bottom, we held it to the cent. And now we're just stuck in the middle. So whenever we have a new zone, team, here's a good lesson, right? We had this new zone. We gapped into it, ran up, huge sellers. They dumped us all the way through it, down to our key zone, reject, dump us through our neck zone halfway, perfect hold, run back, close, gap up, and now we're just holding it, team, right? Look at this hold, bounce. Now patience kicks in. Whenever we break this key zone we're going to see a big move. If you refer back to the trading that's happening right now, got to be patient, team, right? We've had chop all week. It's not a time to trade it. So once these levels are tested and established, and we don't have a winner, right? We can't break out, we can't break down. It's time to be patient. What's exciting is we have a very big move coming, right? Whether we break that 32.31, we got our next zones, and I'll do another follow-up video. Or do we continue to fail here and work our way back down and start to carve through more zones? We'll see, guys, but wanted to make this follow-up video, family. I thought it'd be really cool to, we built these zones out of thin air, just out of key levels off the, premise of the system. And they've panned out perfectly, right? We held that morning. We hit the middle level. We tested. We sold off. We broke right to 32.41. Next day, we hit our midway level, right back up, team. And now they're just playing zone to zone. So, yeah, that's about it, family. Hope you enjoyed this video. Just a little follow-up. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Again, going to create a little more videos, just going over some zones, really build this concept into you guys. But remember, these were built off major key levels from the daily chart. I really like wicks, and I like applying other parts of the system. We had our point of control zone, which we fell right to. We held our key zone, our halfway wick, which was right here, this 32.21.25. We held it, and now we're dealing with this key zone, which again is created from these two wicks. Context, right? We bottomed. That's where we topped out. That's where we got our first big aggressive sell-off. And now, team, we're waiting to decide where we're going next. We're perfectly in there. Do we break? Do we dump? Stay tuned. We'll have a follow-up video. Love you guys. Hope you enjoyed this.